Up and get a good relaxation.
Fantastic stuff. I also have our head of news and current affairs, Israel Adebi. Good morning, Israel.
Oh, good morning, Joyce. Honorable, good morning.
Oh, yeah, Israel, good morning.
It's nice that you caught some rest. I didn't. Our schools resumed today, and I've been busy.
So I didn't rest. You don't want to be caught that your kids are not in school and they're children of school age.
Exactly. I didn't get to rest.
The cost of parenting, especially when you want to be a responsible parent, is getting heavier by the day, which brings no surprise the move that the state government has been making in that regard. But the Honourable has the details.
Oh, yes. Schools resume today after the long summer holiday. And the resumption is special because they are resuming to get into a new class. I mean, it's a new session that is starting. And a lot of parents, yes, do their best to ensure that their kids are ready for the resumption. And when I say do their best to make sure the kids are ready, it cuts across. There is a financial readiness to it. There is also the lifestyle adjustment. Maybe you have to wake up much earlier now to get the kids ready and be able to do your school runs, do the drop-off, drop them in school, and all of that. And the government too, especially the state government too. A number of policy statements before this time of resumption, and we will expect the implementation on those statements will kick off from this new session that resumption is today. We know that in Edo State now, those frivolous, do I call them frivolous, graduation for pre-nursery, nursery, primary school students, and I think junior secondary school students and all of that. The government have put a stop to all of that. It puts a lot of financial strain on parents because it doesn't come easy. You have to prepare for it. In some cases, you need to buy cake, you need to cook. I mean, it's made to look elaborate, and anything elaborate comes at a cost. I remember there was a day we talked about that on this program, and I went down memory lane that when it was my time in pre-nursery, nursery, even when I was done with elementary school, junior secondary school, that was nothing like graduation. In fact, in my memory, the only graduation I knew, my earliest recollection, was when you are graduating from the university. At best, at high school, what did we have? We had valedictory. I think we had valedictory day, more of a mini ceremony. There was no wearing of graduation gown, nothing like that. I didn't wear a graduation gown not until I got into a university. So, I mean, to now see my own kids where it's, and it comes at it might not be cutthroat. Maybe for some parents it's cutthroat. But again, maybe it's too much ceremony over nothing much. And if you ask me as a person, I'm in support of that policy. It takes that strain away from parents. Then in the days in the build-up to the resumption, the Edo State government also sounded a note of warning that kids of school age are to be in school, not to be seen on the street hawking around. That there will be consequences. There will be sanctions on parents whose kids are found to be hawking the streets instead of being in classrooms in some school somewhere. We actually have a special report that was produced and presented from our newsroom. It will give us a lead and a perspective into what happens to be the new vibe in the education space as school resumes today. Let us start from there.
After the long summer holiday, schools across Edo State are back in session with high expectations among students, parents, and teachers. When on break, the state government made some announcements banning graduation and signing out ceremonies for nursery and primary school pupils. In addition, parents were directed to allow textbooks to be reused by younger children moving into classes already completed by their siblings. Authorities explained that the measures were introduced to restore discipline in schools and reduce financial strain on families. Some parents and students expressed excitement about returning to school and described the policies as timely and beneficial.
Parents are happy because most of these schools, they use it as extortion for we.
Use of a textbook is very, very good because it will help to ease in the financial burden that is always on the parents.
Anything that would help to cost down cost is a welcome development, and I think this should be implemented. It's unfortunate that school management these days just want to exploit parents.
So it's not a burden to we because we start buying books every time. So it's a good thing that they say we should be using repeated book.
However, not everyone is pleased. Some pupils voiced disappointment over the scrapping of graduation and signing out ceremonies, lamenting that it would deny them the fun and sense of accomplishment associated with such events. A few parents also shared concerns that the ban might affect children's motivation.
Will lead to this kind of discouragement among children who are always putting in their best because they felt that at the end of the day, their hard work will be recognized and the relevant awards given.
I will feel sad and moody because I want to celebrate on the success of moving further in my education and my class.
Meanwhile, some stakeholders in the education sector commended the state government's recent pronouncement to prosecute parents of any children found hawking after school resumption. They maintained that reforms, if properly implemented, would help instill discipline and create a more conducive environment for learning.
Education is the right of every child. It is not ideal that some children should be found on the streets hawking while their counterparts are in the school studying.
Most parents, they would want to send their children to school rather than they want to subject the child to what we call child labor. It helps to discourage this unnecessary drop out of school.
Is really, really a welcomed development because the time they would use in improving themselves intellectually, gaining the necessary skills and knowledge they need, they waste it hawking.
The new session is expected to last for 12 weeks, with vacation projected for December 12, 2025. Brenda Izu, reporting for Super FM.
All right, that was a beautiful special report there, quite comprehensive, put together by our own Brenda Izu of the News and Current Affairs Department. And now we can look at what was covered by that special report. Let's start with the one that has to do with stamping out the element of child labor. Yes, I mean, we know what the law says in Nigeria. We know we subscribe to universal basic education, and it guarantees the right of every child to quality education, to education, at least when you talk about basic education now, which is the elementary and the secondary education. And I think it is benchmarked at between 16 and age 18 that, okay, you should be done with that by 18 at most then. But for any child below that age is expected to be in school. And when such a child is found hawking, involved in trading on the street, that's child labor. And the parents who subject their kids to that, maybe should have their day in court, should have some consequences. I think that is good because it will go a long way in promoting literacy. It will go a long way in ensuring that children of school age are actually in school and not on the street hustling on behalf of the parents. We live in modern times, and people should understand that parenthood comes with responsibility, financial responsibility. So people should not have kids as a means of investment. People should not see their children as tools to be deployed for money making. No. It's high time there was a paradigm shift of mind for those who reason in that way. At least for that earliest phase of life from age 0 to 18, people should have that financial responsibility that if I've been involved in the process that brought this child to this world, then I have to be financially responsible into making sure that that child is also prepared for life in adulthood. And one of the ways you actually prepare your child for life in adulthood, it's giving them good education. And at least give them that basic education. And the good thing about basic education is even enough to get you into the highest office in the land. To become the president of this country, you must not necessarily possess more than school certificate, O-level. You can become president from there. And by every definition known and unknown to man, you are not an illiterate. If you are done, but again, some people have the misconception that if you are not a university graduate, you are not an illiterate. Some people say as an illiterate. You are not. If you have good quality education, basic education, you are good to go to aspire to any position in life from there. And that is the least I think every parent should also of course, aspire to give to their kids. Anything less than that, I mean, in a civilized society, in this age and time, should be unacceptable. So it's good that the Edo State government has reiterated that and have sounded that note of warning. And again, I also know that there are plans to monitor for compliance. So government agents are going to be on the prowl. They are going to be on the road. They are going to be on the streets to see to it that this is implemented to the letter. And that aspect of now siblings can actually inherit books from their older siblings is also brought back a lot of memories. While growing up, while in high schools, we had textbooks that were famous. That you know that if it's physics, whether it is Abbott, it's Stone and Cousin, I think for biology or something, it was J.B. Daramola then, maybe for those of us who had high school in the Southwest.
I think in my time it was Ababio.
I think we also did we also read Agbabio too. So textbooks were popular. J.B. Daramola for government, Lawal for economics, and those books were very popular. Our older siblings left them for us, and we still use them. We found it useful, and our parents didn't need to start at the resumption of every new session. They need to go and start hustling around looking for money to buy new textbooks, especially for parents that had older siblings that had gone through those classes before. You just naturally inherit those books. Those books are always well kept, stacked in the family library. But now you are not even encouraged to have a family library because you know that once this child is done with it, it becomes useless for the next child. You have to go and cough out the money again. So that's another thing that I think will relieve some strain, financial strain on the parents. A lot of those who are involved in that racket might not like it. I mean, it's no longer business as usual for them. I'm talking about this graduation for nursery, pre-nursery, and all of that, and saying it's taking the fun away from them. You introduced it to them in the first place. And I don't think it encouraged in any way. I wasn't discouraged when I left pre-nursery for nursery because there was no graduation.
You were not even aware you left it.
I didn't even need graduation. It was enough that we had our end of year party in school where there is prize giving for those who did well, for those who topped their classes. That was challenging enough. That was inspiring enough. If you miss it out this year, you want to be on the roll call next year because your parents will be seated. And when they are driving you back home and you are empty-handed, you didn't win any prize, I mean, there will be a lot of frowning faces in the car till you get home. And dinner might be bitter in the mouth that day when you get home. But if you win prizes, your dinner is going to be special. And you especially enjoy that holiday. Because you also become a reference point to other kids in the neighborhood. That came back with a box full of prizes. He topped his class. Yeah, there was a clean sweep of science subjects, art subjects, social science. That was what we knew. And I don't think our education was poorer for that. Because now with all the graduations and all the inspiration and the encouragement that was supposed to call from me, what we keep saying is that standards are falling. Israel.
Honorable, you've spoken elaborately. Let me just find other angles that we can touch before we go to the phone lines. And let me look at the government to start with and say that we need to encourage and stimulate our children to learn. Yes, it's a new academic section and they are going back to school. We need to find things that we can do to encourage them. We've said we don't want to see our children loitering up and down. We don't want to see our children who are out of school. I know under some previous administration, there used to be this consideration for children who are in their school uniforms heading to school. When they see the comrade bus, they can be taken freely to where they are going. And those are stimulants. Those can also encourage our children.
Back, yes.
Exactly. So things like that are what schools should look, school authorities, especially those...
I think education authorities.
Education authorities should look at how do we stimulate these children to have that interest in going to school. Instead of you having to trek a long mile, let's say from the side down to maybe Ring Road, and there is a vehicle that can take you easily, and then that makes for a lot of sense. And I think government should look in that direction. Another thing I think government should also do, we've been speaking about this. The state government has spoken to the need for us to have an audit and recruitment of teachers into our schools, and I think they should hasten up. I don't know where they are as far as that is concerned, but I think it's something that is important. And there are many schools that don't have adequate enough teachers for their centers. So we need to look at them again. Do we have enough teachers? If we don't have enough teachers, can we hasten up the process of getting more into the classroom? Also, I think there should be subventions for school. I'm not speaking for. I know whoever is listening and is an administrator in the school, we say thank you. But they need subvention. The idea of depending on communities for almost everything. If you go to some schools, you'll be told you'll be told even communities employ teachers in some places.
Oh, that's for government-owned schools, right?
Government-owned school, you'll be told community teachers. So you have community teachers are employed and paid by communities because they don't have enough teachers. And you have some places, they need to cut grass. During the holidays, there was this back and forth about
but you see, this one on no cutting grass. I was in a conversation with Dr. Maureen Ekoragbon, who is the chairman for the Senior Secondary Education Board. She put a light to it.
Yes.
She's going to be here on Friday on what the Honorable has got to say. And she even promised to come with some school principals to come and explain the situation. So I don't want us to dwell so much on that. So she's going to come here to explain that some school principals will also come here alongside so that we'll find out from them if teachers are actually subjected to cutting of grass or not. So let's not go to town with the sentiment. When they are here, we'll pose the poser to them.
Well, for me, let there be subventions for school to take care of things they need to take care of. I think that will be adequate. Then for those schools that need renovation, let them be done as fast as possible. Classes that don't have chairs, furnitures enough, for children to learn in a conducive environment.
Yes.
Can we take a audit and do something about them? I even expect that during the break, we would have taken care of all that. But if we have not done that, can we do that as fast as possible? And lastly, which is very important to me, is security around the school premises.
Very important.
It's not enough for our children to go to school. We should know that they are in a condition where they are safe. They are not left in the hands of miscreants. Those guys are loiter around the schools, go around roaming up and down. We should have enough security.
Security is very important.
Many schools don't have perimeter fencing.
This point that you just raised took me back to either last year or last 2 years, where we had some elders from the Adwawa community who reiterated that they got to a point of them buying iron doors for the classrooms to stop people from going inside to poop inside the classroom. And they said thieves stole the doors. Because there was no security.
Exactly the point. And so we need to just build all this, consolidate on what we have been doing and do more so that we can have a better time for our children. They should be going back to school excited. My own children were happy that after a long stretch of holiday.
I'm sure you were happier.
My wife was the happiest, right?
Let's open the phone lines. Our kids are going back to school. What must the government get right? 0705 512 9881. 0705 572 7881 and 0902 672 2592. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm fine. This is MC Midodo Reloaded.
Happy to have you on the show this morning. Go ahead.
Honorable, I greet you.
Good morning, MC Reloaded.
Mr. Israel, I greet you.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I have 2 points motion to move this morning. And the first one, I would like my brother dear Israel to help me out. I want you to go to public schools. Since our governor has stated that free education is what we have in public school, how free is this education? Is it tuition free? Are they buying books? Are they buying uniform? Because with my understanding of free education, you don't pay a dime. You take a child here, the child is placed in the classroom. That is the meaning of free education. Majority of our government personnel, they enjoy the free education. But what we say now is tuition free, or they call it free education, so that we know. Number 2, their governor also said that no child labor. Any child found on the street, either the parent will be arrested. But my question is, those our brothers and sisters, you know the Shukuka, those at Ring Road, that we come you. You know those people, I don't want to mention them.
Those young children.
Like this here. You will buy.
Those children that beg you for money.
And the parents, maybe they're just driving now, they bring their washing, they want to wash your glass. You understand those children I'm talking about? What will happen to them? What will happen to their parents? God bless Nigeria.
Thank you so much. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning, Ultima Mother Great.
Thank you. This morning, my body.
Ultima. Good morning.
Ultima.
Yes, yes.
Your connection is not the best right now. Can you call a different number?
Okay.
Thank you so much. Hello, good morning. Hello, are you there? Good morning. All right, please call us back. Hello, good morning. All right, please try to call us back. We're unsure why the network is not great at the moment. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome. What is your name and where are you calling it from, please?
Good morning, everybody in the studio. My name is
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, and the first caller just said a little bit what I want to say. Those people that are in the street, that are there, are they not Nigeria, or there are some Nigerians that are more Nigerian than others? If we are talking about people that are in the streets hawking, they are hawking to assist in the home, or maybe they are just going by their parents' business, which is not acceptable during school hours, or if they are being over pushed. What about those that are just in the streets forever? They constituting nuisance. There are times they go into other vices that are harmful to the society. What are the government doing about that? Or are they not Nigerians, or they don't deserve education? You see, those matters I would think that are not necessary, they will turn to matters arising in the future. So the government should do something now that is still in the ground level. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Hello, good morning.
That's not my again.
All right, I'm going to provide all three call numbers. If you've called one and the connection was poor, try to call a different one. The numbers are 0705 512 9881, 0705 572 7881. Now, this third number doubles as a WhatsApp number if the calls are a bit tough for you, but you can also call this number. 0902 672 2592. And finally, we're live right now on Facebook, so you can leave us a Facebook comment. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Joyce.
Good morning, Jana.
Good morning, Jana.
Good morning, Honorable. Good morning, Mr. Israel.
Good morning,
Jana.
Honorable, my take on our education in Nigeria or in Edo State, government should invest more in education. And if government invest more in education, it will release the burden of spending. That is why people like me don't support increase of minimum wage. The government is the reason why people shout for increase of minimum wage. Take an example, Honorable. If government invest in primary education and tertiary education and secondary, invest heavily. Do you know that the money a bricklayer spend in private school, not because he want to take the children to private school, the man is spending too much more than his aim in private school. If the man take that child to government school, the man will have more funds in his pocket to do other things, because the government school are not where I will put it down. Because if you go to government school, Honorable, you will see some school no fence, you will see 6 building, 3 inside that building. You cannot see animal there. But if the government heavily invest in education, you will see a bricklayer who want to take his child to private school will not take the child to government school, and more money will fill his pocket to do other things. That is my take this morning on education, sir. Good morning,
Thank you. More investment, okay?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, I just good memory.
Welcome back, Ultimate Grant.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you for calling.
Yes, as I was saying, yes, school has started again today. All eyes on us, parents. I know how much I spend this money before my children can go to school. Yes, I know how much I come from my pocket. That is my duty. And now I want to know how the Edo State government, all these they are talking, all these they are promise, all these they are saying, all these are promise, how they will implement it. Not to say something, another thing is to do your talk. Want the governor and they don't say will do their talk this period. Let them monitor the schools. Let us know how they will tell this, buy that, because buy too much in our school. Buy this, buy that. And you see the school in Nigeria is very costly. I tell you the truth, it's very, very costly. I don't know if they don't want our children to go to school again. It's not like this before. So I want to continue going to this school one after the other, monitoring them. Not living there, you cannot say school do this and do that. You cannot go and visit them, know how they are doing. So they have to visit them one after the other and know how they are doing in their school. Let them do their talk this time. We are the one that suffering. The money I spending for our children is too much. It's too much. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much as well. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, boss.
Welcome, Mr. Freeman.
Yeah, good morning, Honorable.
Freeman, good morning.
Israel.
Good morning, Freeman.
Yeah. I must commend the state governor. It's a welcome development. Anything that is a body for the parents is welcome development. I think that they don't listen to us. They don't listen to us. I want the governor to implement it fastly, yeah, because this idea of nonsense is not using their brothers or their sisters' book, the one they have used, is very bad. Because those days I do remember that I used my brother or my sister's book then coming up. And even the readers, you see this thing, this one that is now, they don't make the children read book anymore. They are not reading. Everything is on their textbook. Those days we do read the reader because you answer the question through your other book. You read, but now nothing like reader in our education. You don't read anymore. Everything is really on their textbook. Their homework and everything write on your textbook. That is very bad. So I would like the government to really implement this idea. It's very good. It's easy. It's body for the parents. And that of the government school, I believe the former administration will be doing that because I don't know if this one will continue in that aspect because seeing these children around, they need to stop. It's not this particular set of children. This one will be doing this one will not do this. I need them to be generalized. As far as you are in a dose state, any children they see outside during the school hour, the parents will be there. It's just normal. Just the simple thing for government to do, just to send transport outside. They will get them because you can get them easily. Ramapa, Ring Road, they are out there. So I believe the government will do more because starting school now, resuming school, we know how much we spend. And one of the callers just said it now. I'm even happy. If Israel, I'm happy more than you. Yes, because the problem for one month is my brother. Even me and my wife celebrate. Let them go. Homeless before 12, they come home. Is the worst. No, let them.
Thank you,
At least
Mr.
4
Freeman.
Thank you.
Let's go on WhatsApp and get some messages. We've got Frank in Ikubahil that says the idea of a graduation ceremony is, in my opinion, for those who have gone through the rigors of studies and research is to provide solutions to societal challenges. Such solutions are usually derived from studies and research is done in tertiary institutions. So I think he's saying that graduation will only be in tertiary institutions. It's like you said, Honorable, it used to be just primary and secondary schools that acknowledges the best students in valedictory ceremonies from the various classes and awards them with books and scholarships or any form of support for their future studies, not for extortion like being popularly practiced before the government decided to put a stop to their excesses, especially that on the textbook reuse. Kudos to the government, but they should remove the log in their eyes before pointing at a speck in others. And he also says school owners should be given an environment to render educational services with ease. We got some more. We had Yusuf and Uniben. Honorable morning to the honorable and a good one to the others. My take this morning would be on the standard of our public schools. In time past, public schools used to be the exemplary standard for private schools to emulate. Today, public schools have been reduced to jealousy me. I don't know what this means.
Jealousy me. Make peace for them for house.
Make us just get peace.
Make us get
From
peace. Yes, jealousy me.
We've got Lola from Cook Road here, and she says, I welcome all the children back to school for this new session. I will also want the government to ensure that the relevant authorities do the clearing of grasses within and outside the premises. Let the atmosphere be conducive for learning. And also, the government should maintain the prohibition of graduation ceremonies in lower classes. Good morning.
Good morning, Joyce Chooks.
Welcome. What is your name and where are you calling us from, please?
Mr. Israel and Mr. Benga, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
This is Prince Matthew calling from Ogun.
Talk to us, Prince Matthew.
Please, Honorable.
Yes, sir.
What is the meaning of the UBE? And what is their
Universal
purpose?
Basic Education.
What is their purpose? Their function?
They are meant to maintain a proper standard for all types of basic education. They deal with curriculum. They try to make sure that schools are up to standard, things like that.
And they also make sure that since we say education is the right of every child,
every
child is entitled, has access to basic education.
So where is the free education in Nigeria? Because I benefited in it. Where is the free education now in Nigeria? The Nigerian government should bring back free education. like the other caller say, a bricklayer sending his child to school, and you see that all the labor he has been laboring for 2 years or 1 year, all the money will be going for education. And then what are we benefiting from the government?
All right. Thank you so much.
Well, I think this conversation about free education, where we miss it most of the time, I remember from my recollection and what I likely read in books, because I was just a little child during the Second Republic, when a particular party, I think it was the Unity Party of Nigeria, had it as one of the cardinal promises, free education in all the states where you had the UPN government. And it was a campaign point for them. But for most of the parties nowadays, I don't think they make those promises. You understand that they will run free education. We don't have that conversation with them. When people say, okay, we want to contest for the office of governorship, we don't ask them, when you become governor of this state, are you going to do free education? They don't promise it. We don't ask them. Now they are there. It's like we want to shift the goalpost when the match is on. So to run it, most times it's government policy, and they promise it in their electioneering campaigns. So we don't have it. Now 2027 electioneering campaign will soon start officially. When people are campaigning for the different offices, let us check the party manifestos of the different political parties. Is there any party that has it in their manifesto that they will offer free education? Some will say up to university level, some will say just for basic education. If it is not featured there, when the candidates also come to engage with us one-on-one, do we have that conversation with them? So if they don't promise it and we don't exact that promise from them, I think it's unfair to expect it when they get into office. They never promised it in the first place.
That's a serious thought.
They never promised it in the first place. So we need to start behaving in that manner. That is why our political sophistication has to improve. That is why we have to take advantage of when certain processes come in. It's just like saying you didn't vote for somebody, the person got into office. Did you vote for the person you would have wanted? You still didn't vote for the person you would have wanted. How would the person have won the election?
$1 million question. Now, my one question so far in this conversation is that I think earlier this morning when I was speaking to the Honourable, I asked about the policy of our school children, and I said, the last government tried to implement this type of policy, or they made the announcement, but how did the implementation look like? There are so many times that we have these policies. So now you're saying that, people who have wards who are out of school, they could be arrested, this or that. What does the implementation look like? Even for this graduation ceremony, even for the textbooks, do we have a task force that's going from school to check and say, let me
monitor for compliance?
Let me see the textbooks being used by these children, because we're very quick to dull out these policies.
Well, Joyce, you just mentioned tax force. I don't want to hear tax force.
My brother, you know the way tax force can look like.
Exactly. But there is a department in the Ministry of Education that is responsible for monitoring and inspection, which I expect, because of all these policies the government has rolled out, will go to town
and I think they will do it. I told you I spoke with Dr. Ekorabo on Saturday. The reason we pushed her visit till Friday, she said from this she will be going on inspection to ensure compliance with these policies and to ensure that schools have reopened and children are back to school. So let's hope that it will be sustained.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome. What's your name and where are you calling us from, please?
Yes, good morning. It's Mr. Ofasa.
Happy to have you on the show, sir.
Honorable, good morning. Mr. Isaac, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Honorable, you just spoke my mind. But you know, Mr. Ofasa is not that educated and don't know how to write. Honorable, you two are the portrait journalists. They are the portrait. You're supposed to be helping us to ask these politicians when they are coming to office. You're supposed to be helping us to ask them what they will do for us. Because Mr. Ofasa has been sitting at home for over 7.5 years, 7 years and 2 months, doing nothing. I do ask people before I eat. Nothing government are giving to me. I've been calling on radio. But look, seeking for help. Nobody has helped me. We think that we cannot ask government. We can ask government, but where can we do it? Because they are protected with police, army, all the security, they are protected by, they are protecting them. We cannot go to them and ask them all these things. It's only the journalists that can ask them these things. Please, you should be answerable. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I need you to have anything that you want to give us. You should let me know because I'm looking for help.
No, please, Joyce, take the phone number of Mr. Officer.
All right, so I'm going to take you off the air for a little bit. And you give me
so
your
that we
phone
can
number.
call you after now, yeah, and have a conversation.
Okay, thank you.
All right, let's have it. Oh, he actually ended the call.
Oh,
okay. Anyways, that's the time that we have right now. I have 30 seconds. I'll give this 30 seconds to. Let me.
how time flies.
I'll give it to Israel. Okay, I'm not going to give it to Honorable.
Well, let me just mention there is a UBE Act, a Universal Basic Education Act of 2004, that actually mandates free and compulsory education for the basic classes. And like the Honorable said, is to interrogate further. If this act is there, those who are vying for offices, we should ask them questions on this. Are you going to recognize it and give power to this act in your various states? And then if you're going to recognize it, to what extent? That caller said most schools will tell you tuition free. So meaning you don't have to register. But when it comes to buying other things, you have to pay. Is that the spirit and
they will still
letter
corner
of
the
the UBE?
parents through PTA.
Exactly. So we need to just interrogate
Developmental
further,
fear,
and it's good to have our children back in school. Hopefully, they will have a wonderful time at this section.
And that's our show this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been What Honorable has got to say on your One Family, One radio station, Super 88.1 FM. The breakfast show continues with Paul or